I'm Saul Riesman here at Saul's Automotive, and today we're standing underneath a 1977 Chrysler New Yorker 440 big block 6-pack. This was one of the original fastest rear-wheel drive true boat sedans that still survived. This was some of the first years of emissions testing and the last years that these vehicles would still be on the road. This is an original owner vehicle and came to us because it's leaking oil from the rear main seal of the engine. These engines from the factory had a design flaw where it had a two-piece rear main seal. Rather than a large single donut seal that pushes onto the back of the engine, there's no access from the rear half. It can only be accessed from below. So instead of having one round seal, we use two hemispheres. One that is pushed through and then a second bolted on from below. So in this case, when we remove that seal, we can remove the bottom half, but to get the other crescent out, we must physically push from one side to push it through the other. The design flaw that these had from the factory was that that upper half becomes so dry rotted, it physically shatters and shells apart. In this case, when we went to remove it from the vehicle, it was in pieces inside the engine. As a result, most auto repair shops will then remove the engine from the vehicle, completely disassemble the engine to make sure they thoroughly and process all of the parts out of it to ensure there's no contamination on install. In our case, we're able to actually shortcut that just a little bit to save our owner a significant amount of time, while still being able to guarantee all material and debris are removed from the engine. The way that we do this is rather than removing the block itself, we actually begin to disassemble the engine while it's still inside the vehicle. We'll remove the front timing cover and timing chain so that the crankshaft is completely exposed. We will then unbolt the connecting rod and main caps from the crankshaft and lower the crankshaft out of the engine about 3/4 of an inch. Not a lot, but just enough that we can use specialty tools to physically remove all the particulate and debris from that seal. Additionally, rather than replace it with the same technology, we're replacing it with a custom-made PTFE rubber silicone composite seal. This will give us a guaranteed seal to keep it dry and at the same time make our installation significantly easier. Our new seal will have a fin on either side like a fish, so that as it presses through that crescent shape, it will press outward and fill the gaps to make sure that there is no air pockets and nowhere for moisture to come out. In this case, that means the difference between a $500 repair and a $3,000 repair, all for one little piece of rubber, just to keep the oil from leaking out all over the place. If you've got a 30, 40, 50-year-old car that you're trying to keep on the road and you're scared of what the repairs might be and you're avoiding going to the mechanic, don't be. Please come and see us. We do diagnostic services for free. We would be happy to let you know exactly where your classic or resto stands and how we can best keep it on the road with the least investment possible. Please give us a call at 303-919-7769.